Welcome to Thought Leader Life, where we are helping to democratize thought leadership. Join us each week where we interview a new thought leader about what it takes to become and maintain thought leadership in a number of different vertical markets. To learn more, check out www.thoughtleaderlife.com. Hi, Mitchell Levy, global credibility expert, and I am excited for a couple things. It's an episode of Thought Leader Life. It's like episode 153. I should know that number before we started. What does it say in the text, guys? It's wait, I have to look at my Facebook Live and I'll tell you what the episode is. But it's also the inaugural session of Office Hours. And I couldn't have thought of a better person to start with, Orly Amor. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And you're one of those super cool people that does what I want to help have people do. By the way, if I'm not looking at the cameras, because I'm looking at the episode, because now I should have known ahead of time. Okay, it's episode 152. Okay, 152. Okay. So you're one of those super cool people that you were helpful on the inspiration that I have. What I want to do in my business, and I do this today, what I want to do with generally the world is when you talk to somebody, you want to hire somebody, what I want to have happen is you know exactly what the services you're buying, you know exactly what the cost is, you know exactly what the KPI, the key performance indicator is, and you know what the ramifications are if the person you're working with doesn't meet it. So for us, and I'll give mine and I'll give yours, and I'll let you talk about yours, because when you talk about yours, you can introduce yourself. So mine, we will give you a book and have it done somewhere between 4 to 6 months from the time we start. We've done it sometimes as quickly as a month, but let's say 4 months on average. We will do a 2-hour interview of you and we'll create your book. It'll be done. You don't have to say publish, but it will be done. Okay. And once it's done, we will make you an Amazon best-selling author. And if we don't make so the physical book will be done, period. We'll have it done. And the Amazon, if we don't make it the first time, we'll do it again, but we haven't missed yet, but there's always that possibility. So we know what the price is. We know what we do. We make things happen. And we're our base price. I won't say it because in case we change it, but we have a nice base price and it's really a beautiful product. So when I talk to you, beautiful thing, and maybe I'll let you talk about it the way you want, but you do some killer stuff, which I am excited to have done in the past and continue to share people your way. So what do you do? Who are you?
Who am I? Well, I am a business coach for public speakers. To make it easy for everybody to understand, I created the Business in a Box for public speakers. And if we're going to put it in a nutshell now, basically I build the infrastructure for public speakers to get out there. I show them how to get gigs, how to find them, how to negotiate them, and so on and so forth. I build their for all the forms that they need, such as their speaker sheet and so on and so forth. And I build their fee structure for their coaching packages as well as their speaking, everything that has to do industry value. And I charge only one fee. And I guarantee they'll make $150,000 to $200,000 the first year in public speaking. It's a 12-session, not 12-week program. It's just as fast or as slow as they want to go.
Elegant. You are elegant as true. So, and your guarantee. So wait, so there's a price point. I don't know if you want to mention it. You can if you want.
Sure. It's 10 grand. Let's just put it there. Put it out there.
Let's put it out there. So 10 grand price point, and you will give people, it's sort of a done with you, guys, because it's not 100% done yet.
It's done. Not 100% done for you, but it is pretty much close to. It's about 95% done for you.
Okay, so you're basically doing and putting in place most of the mechanics that somebody needs.
Correct.
And then what you guarantee is that they'll make between 150 to 200,000, or
I will. So let's say somebody does everything I tell them to do, and I just want to make a parentheses in between that is that if we show them how to not sell from the stage, but how to sell without selling, kind of a thing, and they sell through public speaking, a coaching package or whatever, consulting, then that money is money made from public speaking, and it counts for the 150 to 200,000. Logical, makes sense, right? So if they don't make with all the process that we show them, they don't make 150 at the minimum. Let's say they make 130, I'll book them for the other 20, or I'll give them another year until they make it. No matter what, they will make it. In 9 years, nobody has come back at me, so I really can't tell that, you know, it's really easy to make the money.
I like it. I forgot or don't know if I realized it was mostly done for you. Because it was the 12-week, or I'm sorry, the 12 sessions, I got the impression it was more of a done with you versus done for you.
Well, first, you know, it's a matter of working together, but there's things that you need to let me have so that I can work it and create it for you. But all the forms, everything is created for you, and then just we get together so that I can show you the science behind it, and I can give you the verbiage that goes with it, so that you're able to manifest all of that within your practice of public speaking.
And of course you apply this, all these things are things you've learned and you apply yourself.
Oh, absolutely. I apply them every single day. And I've been doing this I've been speaking for 23 years, but I've applied everything that I teach today for 16 years without skipping a beat.
Sweet. So listen, if you're running a business, product business, service business, do you actually tell people exactly what you deliver, exactly what the KPIs that you're measured by, and live by the guarantee to deliver? Because if you don't, you should. Because if you don't and you decide not to, you will disappear. Whether it's tomorrow or next year or the year after, where we're moving in society, in the world, is to a place where we do business, and this is my TED Talk, with those that we know, like, and trust. If people can't get to know you before they actually interact with you, and they can't see they trust you, and other people who have interacted with you don't bestow that trust, then you're not going to get business. And I know when I talk to other people about Orly Amor, a smile appears on their face.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Oh, you knew that.
That's
All
funny.
right. So that's part of what I want to make sure we all do. Because now here's what's fascinating. Let's take our two offers together. So yours is 10K, guaranteed to make 150 to 200,000. Mine is around 10K. And so now at 20K, you combine these together, you're going to be guaranteed, you get an Amazon best-selling book in 4 months and guaranteed to make 150 to 200,000. Oh, that's kind of cool. I have another firm I'm working with. They're going to do a 10-city tour. This is the guys, the Rockstar Connect. So we're working on doing a 10-city tour. They're also 10K. At 10K, they're going to set up a venue for you to be at in 10 different cities, have appetizers there, so there's something there, and make sure there's 20 to 25 people in the room. And so now, 30K, you can have an Amazon best-selling book, a 10-city tour showing social proof, and guarantee to make 150 to 200,000. I mean, this is really cool stuff, and it only works when you've got a trusted set of partners where you can now take the jigsaw puzzles and pull them together. Part of what I'm going to talk about as part of office hours, as part of this series, are what are other things people do that can make money, right? Because and we're going to get there in a minute, because what I want to talk about is selling from stage. But some of the things that people sell from stage are things that we have. So there's a guy I'm working with. Price points, we got to come back on that, because it's significantly less expensive now because he's still working on the mechanics, but it's using LinkedIn to both build your LinkedIn network and to set up strategy sessions. So for those people who sell by having this, a Zoom call where you're interacting with somebody, what you want to have happen is you want to have people come into your funnel and ultimately book a strategy session. Well, I've got a guy who is doing that today for me, and it's working from LinkedIn. I've got two people who promised to do that from Facebook, but it's not working yet, so I'm not going to recommend it. And I have somebody who's promised to do that from Instagram, but I haven't started. Right. So the thing is, where do you do it? There are many people who do it from email and other locations. Right. I've got PR agencies. That same thing will have the same set of guarantees. For a certain dollar amount, they'll deliver X. So I guess I have two directions I like to take this, but let's start with selling from stage. Because what you talk about, your guarantee is that they're going to make between 150 to 200,000. So that would be either being paid directly as a speaker or the ancillary services that they sell from stage. So,
Yes and no, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that. What's the yes and no?
Well, I encourage people to get paid to speak first. So yes, they will probably take a lower rate. Like let's say their fee is 10,000 to speak, but they'll take a fee of 5,000 and be able to sell their product or services from the, well, I don't like to say from the stage because a lot of event planners don't like that anymore. Because audiences don't like to be sold to anymore. They're tired of the end of anything. There's always something. There's always something to buy, and then they buy and then they don't do it. So it goes sideways, or it's okay and it's not producing anything. But I encourage people to get paid first. That's one of my blogs is about you're killing the industry. When you don't get paid to speak, for many years, a lot of people have been just saying, oh, you know what, I just want the exposure. I'll sell my book or I'll sell my product and my service. And that's how I'm going to make money because I'm going to be speaking and that's how I'm going to make it. But then now they want to be paid to speak and they're wondering why it's not happening. Well, you killed the industry by letting, the cow be for free. So why would I even go and buy milk? I have the cow. So, my way of doing it is making sure they get paid to speak. Yes, they'll get rebuttals of, hey, we don't hire speakers, but then, hey, there's 64,000 events a day in America that do pay public speakers. Go after those. It's a numbers game, And obviously, when you do sell, you don't have to sell for the stage. There is a way and a methodology to get people to flock to your table at the back of the room without doing it from the stage and still get them to buy from you. So I show you how to do that. And yes and no, meaning, yes, you will make the money from selling your product or service from public speaking, but you will also make the money from public speaking. Whether it's 40, 60, 80, 20, whatever that number will be, that's up to you.
So how about sharing a couple techniques? So the two directions, I'm curious what sort of products you would sell in back a room or from stage. But more importantly, how do you get people to want to join you? Like, because when you sit on stage and say, I'm going to sit in back room, make sure I'm not lonely, come visit me, right? What are some of the things that you do?
So off the back, when I get on stage, I will say, listen, I'm not here to sell you anything, but I do have a favor to ask. And the favor is that I would like feedback on my talk today. Would that be all right to ask for that favor? 90% of the time people would say, yeah, of course I would do it. And not only that, I have a gift for each and every one of you that will give me feedback. Now,
Nice.
the gift is something very small, very quaint. I can show you a part of it. One of it is this little thing, and it cost me pennies to put it together, and I put my card attached to it. It's just lavender seeds. They smell delicious. Or I put some in one of these purple ones, I'll put some Hershey Kisses or something like that. And that's a little gift. Everybody wants to have a gift. Or my bookmark, which is very pretty, I'll give them that as a gift. So there's always something, and people love to receive something, right? I mean, whatever it is, they love gifts, and they'll do it. So there is something I do ask them to fill out. And in that, there's a little twist, and that's the one thing that gets them to buy.
Interesting.
I get the store, but there is a way and a methodology to process your speaking without selling. And it still sells.
So give me I guess I don't want you to give away the store, or if you want to give away the store, please do.
I'm not giving the store away.
So what happens? So what is it that they're filling out that gets them? What gets people to that next level? Is it?
That is what I cannot share because it's part of the program and they have to understand everything that's around it.
Oh,
There's
okay,
an
got it. So that's it. Out of context, it would not add value.
Exactly. And at the same time, a lot of people that have packages, they always have this whole list of things. And it's just, it's so hard for anybody to grasp that that's why they're not selling it because it's too much information. And where do I go? And then there's also the catch. And a lot of people think there's always a catch. And there is. Because if you buy the one thing from me, there's another thing coming. And if you buy that one, then there's another thing coming, and people are pretty much tired of it. So I show my clients how to not have that and still be very credible and still make the sale and give what you say you're going to give. Have that end result.
Got it. And so you're practicing what you preach by having a single price with a simple solution and a guarantee.
Yes, and in the way that I teach my clients, because most of them are just coaches, like life coaching or organizing. I have a coach who's she does organize. She helps people get organized, and she's really amazing at that. She sold many books. She's been on Oprah. She has really a great credibility, but has never asked the right price for her packages. And now we put it together, and now we gave her a good price, which is called industry value versus my value. A lot of people go and put a price on it and they don't even know what they're talking about. And it's not because they don't want to do it the right way. They just don't know. And, can't blame them. But there is a three price point. America thinks in threes. If we're in America, we're going to think in threes. God bless America, right? I love you. 3. So if we think about it, that's how we need to present it. And so I show them how to do that. And I build that for them so that now they understand it. And if they want to change it anytime along the line, they will still keep the guidelines and the rules that go with it. There's a science behind everything.
Wow. I'm thinking I want to use your services. I can't imagine who wouldn't be listening to this and going, oh, I want that.
People complicate things, but it is pretty simple. And it's a methodology that has worked and that I've tweaked though along the way because the industry has changed so much. Like people are thinking, oh, well, I don't want to pay to play. I want to be paid to speak. I don't want to pay to speak. Well, my advice to my clients is don't pay in the beginning. You don't know how to do the business. Don't pay because you don't know if you're going to get your money back. So don't be out of pocket before being in the black, get in the red. No, you don't have to do that, right? You can get paid, learn the business, learn what I teach you about pay to play, know your numbers. Like if we were on Shark Tank, what's the first thing that they ask you? What are your numbers? So if I know that if I go and pay somebody to be on their stage and they have 100 people in the room, I can tell you in advance how much money I'm going to make. And a lot of people say, well, how do you know that? Because I know my numbers. They have been tried and true for the past 16, 20 years. I know. So how do you know your own business, right? How do stores, when they open a store, how do they know how much they're going to make during the holiday season? They don't. They have to be in business for at least 3-4 years to be able to know how much they make during the holiday season in comparison to other years. But we are in such a society that is so like, immediate gratification that we like, oh, if we don't see the numbers, we're like, oh, well, it's not working. It's not working. You're not patient enough to learn your own business.
Well said. So just so you know, any good speaker speaks in sound bites. I trained my ears to listen to aha messages, aha moments, which by definition are sound bites. And Orly, you drop them like there's no tomorrow. My synapses are firing. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. I want to share that one, right? So beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So I think we covered a lot. There's one question that I'm thinking about, and because it's one I get asked all the time. So what should be sold from the stage?
You can sell anything from, I mean, basically you can sell anything you want from the stage, but remember that people are tired of that. So don't change what you're selling from the stage, change your methodology.
I got you. So you're thinking any service, any product, it doesn't
Anything.
matter.
Look, I give an example of a toilet paper convention. Some people,
Okay.
usually people laugh and they go, well,
Was it
one,
a soft convention or hard? No, just
good one.
uh,
How many plies, right?
yeah.
So, um, would you speak at a toilet paper convention? If you cannot answer that, then you don't know the business of public speaking. Everybody can speak at a toilet paper convention. Everybody can have a product or service they can sell at a toilet paper convention. Now, the cool part about it is I was a speaker at a toilet paper convention
Okay.
where everybody said, well, I would have never gone there. Why would you go there? You have nothing that they need. And I'm like, you're wrong. And that's the mentality has to change in this industry. It's the way you think. So yes, you can sell anything
So,
at.
so Orly, can I ask you, how did you monetize the toilet paper convention? What did you,
Well, at the time, I have a mindset mastery program which I wrote many years ago, and I was asked to speak as a motivational speaker for that convention. And one of the things that you speak about at this convention, where they have a lot of manufacturers and employees and of many different types of manufacturing, packaging, all kinds of things that go with toilet paper, if you think about it, right? And all these people, they're people, you're speaking to people, right? But how do you fall in love back with your job? How do you do better at your job? How do you keep your job without fighting with the other people? Or, what was it? It was, we called it backstabbing in corporate America, right? Well, there's no backstabbing. There's no need. There's a way to work as a team. And, many companies exist because of their employees, not because they pay them, because they have good employees who are in love with their job. So how do you find passion in your job? And through that was mindset mastery. How do I love me and I love my job and I love who I'm working for, even they have the flaws and the things I can complain about. And I was selling my mindset mastery coaching, which was a one-on-one type of life coaching, if you want to call it that. But I called it mindset mastery coaching, and it's changed people's life within the first session. So they loved it. And it's in my book. I have a book on Amazon called Mindset Mastery, The 12 Powers We Hold Within. It has a little bit of what I teach in there, and it's pretty cool. So that's what I was selling at the time.
nice. I like how you subtly throw in these things. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of me. Oh, here's one thing I should tell you about, because this was helpful and you might get value out of it. And but it's it encourages people to say, wait, there's more.
Right.
Right.
There's a lot more of me. I just can't put it all in one half hour.
That's beautiful. Yeah, no kidding. All right. I'm just trying to think about I like, how about one more thing? By the way, I'll keep going. I could do it probably 3-4 hours like this. So, tell me, when you were speaking, one of the things that you referred to is that life is changing, right? That the audiences are you. I don't think you said the word sophisticated, but the audiences are I'd say more sophisticated.
Sure.
They don't want to be sold to that. But there's still a lot of paid for stuff that so life is changing. So if you're thinking about your target audience, maybe what you could do is say, here's my target. Oh, here we go. Let's answer the CPOP question. What is your CPOP, your customer point of pain? So who's your target audience, and what do you do to, that's kind of what I was getting at, but we'll make it more elegant. What's your CPOP?
So before I answer that, if that's okay with you,
Of
there's a
course.
lot of people that talk about target audience. That's one of the things that has changed in this industry. There is no target audience. Stop thinking, and there's only one type of audience that I'm willing to speak at. So number one is there is no type. Number two is that you don't know what you don't know, which is one of the things that you might not know, is that what's missing in this industry is variety, diversity. So you are one you are the only person that can deliver your message the way you do. Do other people speak about leadership? Absolutely. Do other people speak about publishing? Absolutely. But you have that uniqueness of you as a human being that you can bring to the table that would make people like you, trust you, love you, right? And buy from you. Now, besides that, a lot of people talk about the niche or a target audience. You would miss out so many opportunities if you think that way. And I'm here to advocate to change that. That type of thinking has to stop. There are so many opportunities out there. You just don't know who's going to hire you. That's all. You have to keep on doing the numbers in order to get to the right people. That's all.
All right. So obviously I stepped on a landmine. So let's just ask the C-pop question.
Okay.
What's your C-pop?
How to get in front of audiences, how to get hired. People don't know how to do that part. They don't know how to get hired.
And so when you say that, who's interested? Because not everyone's interested in getting in front of audiences. So who?
Right. But there are people who are like entrepreneurs who want to get more clients. I mean, I have a few clients who are financial planners. They're not allowed to solicit. They have rules and regulations that are very, very strict. So what would be the best way for them to get more clients? Get in front of an audience. You don't have to sell anything. Give the knowledge that you have, but get in front of an audience. Now, people want to be better financially. People want to prepare for the future. People want to have security. Well, guess what? If you're knowledgeable enough and you're good at what you do, you don't have to sell anything. You just have to give them the information so they come and see you later and hire you to be their financial planner without selling anything.
I know I've often been, I'm so broad always. And so who's your target people? Who's your target market? And I go, well, if you want me to answer that question, I could say it's this one, but really it's this one, this one, this one, but I don't have the bandwidth. So I found partners who were going after this market and this market and this market. But largely what you're saying, let me combine that with, we all have limited resources, right? And so although this may be the world, you still need to kind of focus on different segments. It doesn't mean you can't service other things. You have to focus a little bit, just because the more energy you can put in a particular area, the better chances you are at closing in that area.
Correct.
All right. I got it. So
okay, go ahead.
No, please.
So a lot of people, when I say people, I mean speakers. So when I say speakers who want to do speaking, some of them don't want to do speaking. They just want to do the coaching part. But in order to get, it's either they're going to do the one-to-one or they're going to do the one-to-many, and they need to do the one-to-many because it's more lucrative, And if they don't learn that aspect of the business, then they're going to lose out because they're going to get exhausted. They're going to lose energy, fumes. They're going to run themselves either into a heart attack or be so stressed out they're going to burn out. So we don't want them to do that. That's why that aspect of the business has to flourish, and they have to get into it. Now, if they don't want to speak, or if they want to speak but a very limited amount of time out of their, some people have a family, some people don't want to travel, all that stuff. So they have to have a good topic titles. And a lot of people say to me, well, I have my topic titles. I don't need your help with that. And I'm like, okay, but I can tell you one thing, 99.9% of the time, your titles match a lot of other people's titles. And what event planners are looking for is how to promote you. But you're not giving them anything to promote you because they've promoted the same thing before and they're just tired of it or just boring, they yawn at it. So they just delete it. What if you made it intriguing? And that's my forte, if you will, is how to find 3 good topics that you are good at, but at the same time making it intriguing, fun to even look at. Where they would say, I wonder how he does that. I need to hire him for my stage. That's what's missing. Now, if an event planner asks you, what do you speak about? You can give them those 3 or choose one that you think would be a good fit And if they ask you, and here's a good trick, if they ask you, do you speak about XYZ? What's the answer? Yes, every single time. Because if you're a professional speaker, you'll know how to come up with that speech.
That's an aha moment. That's a beautiful aha moment. If you're in business as a speaker and somebody says to you to speak on this topic, there is one and only one answer. It's a resounding yes.
Right.
Beautiful. Orly, is there a question I should have asked you that I didn't? I mean, we covered a bunch of stuff, right? It was really, to me, as an inaugural office hours, as standard stuff for Thought Leader Life, it's like, how do you treat yourself as a human on this planet? How do you get the most out of living and enjoying and supporting others, right? That's kind of where we are today. And as I'm reflecting on, and you can tell I'm visual because my eyes keep looking up, as I'm reflecting on what we talked about, we can't see your eyes because you got these shiny glasses on, right?
Oh,
Oh,
you
there we
had
go.
to mention that, huh? Thanks.
So it's encapsulating. It's, you can't not look at your face and your eyes because of your glasses, right? So as I'm thinking about all the stuff we covered, it's a beautiful session for the understanding of, if you want to be in business today and be successful, there are many things you need to do. You know, have integrity, authenticity, show vulnerability. You have to be the type of person who says what you're going to do. Here's a price point. Here's what happens if I miss it. You know, you've got to be, you don't have to worry about this silly target marketing, one slice of talent. You go after all this, and you've got to speak. You want to be successful. One-to-one is okay. One-to-many is significantly better. And so we covered a lot. What didn't we talk about? What is there a topic, a question I should have asked that we didn't cover?
There is one question that would come to mind, and it's time. So a lot of people ask me, well, how long before I start getting booked? Or how long does it take for me to get booked? Or how long does it take? So I ask this question of people, and I will answer that question. But first, I'll let you think, give you food for thought. If you had a store, a brick and mortar, would you open every morning at 9 or 10 a.m. and finish at 5 or 6 or 8 p.m. according to what store hours are? Would you open every single day? Or would you take off some days and just relax? Oh, you don't want to work on the weekend? Great. You want to take a week off? Great. Just close the store, go home. Would you do that? Play along.
Oh, no, never.
No.
No.
Right?
Oh, well,
You
actually,
would not close.
you know what the worst thing is? If I walk into a store whose office hours say 5 o'clock and I come in at 1 minute to 5 and the person behind us think, oh, sorry, we're closed. I don't want your money today. We're closed. Like, that is clearly not the store owner.
Right, clearly. But you are the store owner, and you are there every day from whatever time from opening to closing, right? So would you do the same for your business of public speaking? Because it does take that kind of
You know,
discipline.
I'm with you. People don't think that way, but I'm with you. The answer obviously has to be yes, but many people don't.
Right.
Right.
So the business of public speaking is doing everything you do consistently. So it's every day of the week. There's no holidays off. There is no anything off. You plan your day just like if you had a client at 8 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you're at your desk at 8 o'clock in the morning for your business of public speaking, whatever it takes. If you decide that you're going to give it 1 hour a day, I agree. Just do it every single day. If you're going to give it 30 minutes a day, do it every day. And another thing is, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you're not consistent in your business of public speaking, you're not going to be consistent as a coach. You're not going to be consistent as anything. You're just going to be floundering around, and whenever the money comes in, and whatever I plan, and maybe I'll retire at the age of 60, maybe at 70. That's like people who are just like going around thinking that people are, event planners are going to come knocking on their door. This is not going to happen ever. The reason being is that there's no more the Tony Robbins, Les Brown, and John Maxwell of the world. These guys, when they go away, guess what? There's going to be all of us, and all of us can service many, and we don't have to be the one anymore.
Yes.
This doesn't exist anymore.
Beautiful. No, it's exactly what it's a different angle, but exactly what I say. And the thought leader that stands on the mountain and says jump, and their flock says how high, will not exist tomorrow.
No, not anymore.
And it was a beautiful thing for a period of time. So people say, how do I be the next Tony Robbins? The answer is there will not be another Tony Robbins.
Right.
Thank you.
But you can make your own way, and you have your own flock, and you will make it in this business because there is so much abundance of it. 64,000 events a day in America alone. I'm just talking USA and Canada. I'm not even talking South America or the world for that matter. And there is a bigger English speaking world, you know, UK, Ireland, Australia, all these other places that totally hire speakers.
Oh, that's just okay. And my friend, how do people reach out to you?
Well, they can visit my website, orlyamor.com, ORLYAMOR.com. They can call me on my cell phone, easy. They can actually program it in and text me, 917-515-6803. Or they can just go to my website and book a discovery session with me, which is 30 minutes, and it's free. And they can just pick my brain if they want to, and that's it.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. And by the way, I also I'm going to stop for a second. I also like, in today's world, people are much more comfortable giving you their email address and giving their phone number, because you know what? There's so much stuff out there that you're not going to, so like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, no one would ever do that. And now it's like, well, there's so many choices. No one's going to, it's not a big deal. If you want business, you got to make it as easy as humanly possible and for me personally, and I think you're saying the same thing, I call it a strategy session. You call it a discovery call. The most important thing that can happen is this, where one-on-one, actually not recorded going live to the world, but one-on-one, where you're just saying, hey, this is my issue. Does this work for me? Can I actually sell toilet paper and be a public speaker? And man, I could think of so many beautiful ways to do that, and the answer is yes. And so I couldn't, for the inaugural office hours, for the kickoff of the Trusted Partner program that I'm working on, for another episode of Thought Leader Life. Orly, you are fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. And so for people, you want to reach out to me, one of the best ways is I actually have a site, Mitchell Levy 360. So it's my name, MITCHELL, last name Levy, 360.com. And what you'll see there are the social media sites I play on, a couple of videos, the ability to book a strategy session if you want, and connect to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. The platform that you play on is where I want to interact with you. That's MitchellLevy360.com. And then the fun part is you'll see this episode in a couple of different places. Feel free to, we will eventually break it down into its aha moments. So you'll see this on AHAthat.com. So if you want to share content on social media, free to use, free to share, it's AHAthat.com. You decide that you're interested in writing a book or learning about it, it's AHAthat.com/author. And then something that's super fun is AHAthat Radio. So at AHAthatradio.com, our authors who are interested in reading their own books, we actually not only share it on the platforms where you could buy it, Audible and 22 other places, we also stream on AHAthat Radio. So if you want to listen to AHA messages 24 hours a day and be inspired, it's AHAthatradio.com. Anyhow, Orly, you were absolutely fabulous. Thank you. You're making me shine and think about, man, what is that next thing we're doing together? And we already have the next thing. I want to add one more. So, hey guys, thanks for joining us for this episode. Office Hours, Thought Leader Life, and whatever else I'm going to throw the content in. Orly, you were awesome. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye now. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Thought Leader Life. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and activate us by going to thoughtleaderlife.com/activate. Till next time.